Here is the second infusion.
Long time no hear.
I'm trying a new
What's that theme song? I don't know it.
I'm trying a new team song.
Team, I like that.
So it could...
He put the M in team.
Yeah. You can't spell team without T.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah. Now I don't. I just want to annoy you two.
You can't annoy us with puns. That's our job.
Damn it. Okay. So, first thing on the agenda. We have 2 episodes of My Hero Academia. Technically 1, because 1 was a filler. But, yeah, 2 episodes of... No. Of My Hero Academia. So, we had a filler episode, and... filler episode. Wasn't too bad.
And we don't have to talk about it that much, because we watched 2 episodes this week, because it was so late.
Yeah. Yeah, there wasn't really much else to add about the filler.
Yeah, everyone's waifu was in it, so...
She was the main in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They know.
So, back to the plot. What did you guys think about the big reveal about All Through One and what happened with that?
What specifically do you mean?
Well, the whole thing with his talk with All Might. That there was a guy, originally, All Through One was the original dude, and his younger brother...
So he gave it to his brother.
Yeah, who everyone thought was quirkless, but no, he had the ability to pass on quirks, even though...
Yeah, I like that the quirk was that he could pass on. I like how it was a completely useless quirk that basically would not...
Have ever been discovered, or have any purpose ever, except with the other one. With the other one in place. Exactly. That's good. I also... I don't know, there's a part of me that appreciates that All Might and Midoriya, Deku, they didn't have any quirks. I know the guy before them had a quirk, because he was number what? He would be number 6? Number 7? Yes.
All Might was the 7th.
So
No. All Might was the 8th.
Okay.
And Deku was the 9th.
Yeah, and so so that would mean that the 7th then had a quirk, and presumably other people had quirks. But I just appreciate that it's been used again and again to sort of bring out the depths of these people. Did they say that anyone else had a quirk? Yeah.
They did?
I thought that they said All Might's predecessor did. I think they did.
I don't recall that.
But I would have appreciated it more if they only chose successors without quirks, who only had the heroic spirit. Because that... I get the... it would have been a better theme. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know what I realized sometime this week about My Hero Academia and Stain and whatnot? Deku, out of the kids that we have any idea of their motivations, is the only one that's actually got a heroic motivation if we look at the traditional hero trope. I mean, Urahara wants money. Bakugo just wants to blow shit up. Oh, who else do we know about stuff? Not Izu. What was his name?
What quirk?
Speedy guy.
Ida.
Ida-kun just wants to, be like his older brother. He wants to be a cripple. Yeah, nobody... Oh, Todoroki just wants to say fuck you to his dad. Like, nobody wants to actually, be a hero and save people.
Though, also in the traditional hero template, a lot of them are people who would traditionally refuse to be a hero. A lot of, Harry Potter, for example. He's not someone that would be like, I want to be a hero. He's someone that's more, I don't want to do this, but, I have to. He's not out to be a hero. He's out to just solve the problem. Mm-hmm. Yeah, heroship was thrust upon him. Yeah. You're saying that the usual... in the what's it called? The hero's journey. One of the steps is the what is it? The refusal of the call to action.
And Deku's just skipping that step.
Yeah.
Anything else? We got to see part of the face of All for One. That was sexy.
Yeah, well...
nice burn scars.
Mm-hmm.
There's a fine line in his case between face and head.
Didn't look like he even had eyes. Maybe we just didn't see him.
Yeah, I think it was kind of...
and I really...
Beneath the camera a bit.
So I've always sort of considered... Well, not always. I've often considered the concept of a soul as kind of, like the structure by which, you sort of build and then, and you get awesome. Like someone with a lot of soul has a lot of awesome characteristics kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how we've been talking about, like you said, the heroic spirit. They're quirkless with the heroic spirit. And it's easy to conceptualize that. All for One's guy, he's making that crazy facepalm kid.
Mm-hmm.
His predecessor, and he started talking about like he has the spirit that's necessary for this.
Yeah.
And to me, like I don't know what that means.
Spirit.
Like, because it's total chaotic. Especially in Facepalm Man's world, like I really don't know what he stands for. I don't know. So anyways, in talking about it through chaos and order, like I get the order hero archetype and that sort of spirit behind that. I don't understand how you can judge, that he has this chaotic essence that you can rely upon. Like I don't know how that's going to evolve. I'm kind of excited about it.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. But
So,
I can't. I have no concept of it.
Well, an idea that I had for a video is, there's the typical the hero's journey, like I just mentioned, but you never hear of the villain's journey. How does somebody become just a regular person into a villain?
That's like the Killing Joke.
The what?
The Killing Joke.
Oh,
yeah, I'm
Batman.
I haven't read or seen it.
Oh, okay. Then go on. I'll explain.
It's basically how Joker became the Joker. At least one of the.
I know, but
yeah, I want to hear what you have to say. I'll comment on it.
It's not something that I'm in. I know the vague idea, but not in depth. So as I was thinking about it, there's no like set path. Like there's so many ways that you can go about it. Like there's usually like an inciting incident that sets them on that path, but it can come from any direction. Like you can become a hero that turns into a villain. You can become just a regular person that's raised in the wrong circumstances. You could become, or you can be a person that's just crazy. Like there's so many ways that you go into. It's kind of like a funnel, where it all goes in, but it goes into one specific path, right?
Mm-hmm.
And from there, it's where do you go with that? I don't know. It's something that I've been thinking about for a while, and it's kind of hard to sort of place it.
Yeah, that's sort of almost what I was getting at, because take the DC's greatest superhero, and they sort of almost do it linearly. Like Batman became Batman because his parents were shot, and there are two people dead, but they're two very important people dead. And followed up the line, eventually gets Superman. Like the reason he's as great of a hero, it's almost linear. His whole species had to die. Like that's pretty tragic. And then he has to find the higher ideal to sort of pull him out of that. My problem with the villain archetype, not archetype, with the path to villainry is, at a certain point there's something that just breaks you.
Yes.
And if you constantly stay there, you're set up for the hero story.
because the hero stories are almost always, there's something that is, meets you in the depths of hell, and then it just drops down a ladder, and eventually, either you start climbing it or you get tangled in it. In the case of Harry Potter, he get tangled in the ladder. He only had certain choices, and eventually he started to climb.
Well, and that's one thing about Harry Potter is there's constant comparisons between him and Voldemort.
Mm-hmm.
How they were raised in almost identical circumstances, and he became a hero, and Voldemort became a villain.
Yeah, and he was given, qualities of a full-fledged villain.
And,
like when he had his soul put into him. He was given the taint of the anger, the taint of the darkness, the talking to snakes, the evil stigmas.
Yes.
He was... So Voldemort, in essence, had to cultivate a lot of those things. Harry was just given that.
And, a lot of it was that... that's debatable, I think. But a lot of it was Voldemort's... Tom Riddle's environment was, it was harsh. Like, it was just all orphans, and everyone was kind of out for themselves. And he kind of turned from the bullied person into the bullier, as is often the case.
He always seemed like the bullier.
He kind of climbed up the ladder a bit.
He like his first dialogue that we see is like, I made them stop. He had unusual power at an early age.
Yeah.
By the way,
he was able to control it.
Just a very quick aside, is there any theory on how he was able to pay for Hogwarts? Like, do they have a scholarship program?
Yeah, I think they do.
Okay. Anyway, so getting back to the sort of the problem at hand.
I think that's the theory, at least.
Yeah. So there's a problem at hand for the villain story. The hero story is in many ways simple, though it's hard. The villain story, you just need something that breaks the mold hard enough, and then they go around just sort of doing that to everybody else until somebody else climbs out of that, and then they get fixated on them because it's just like, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. It's sort of like a psychology thing. Like, I couldn't do it, so you can't do it, and it pisses me off that you're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And so that
it's Lex Luthor.
Yeah. And so,
by the way, I know nothing about the more traditional comics like Batman, Superman.
Okay, so
honestly, comic books should not be used in reference to anything because they just kind of make things up as they go along, pretending the past doesn't exist.
Yeah. A lot of people do like the Killing Joke, though, and that's because
Alan Moore wrote it.
Well, yeah, and that's because it took this sort of story that is mirrored from the hero story. The problem is that it doesn't have as concise of an ending because the premise, as far as I can tell, is that anyone with a bad enough day can become a villain. And that's true, yeah. I think. I really think there's good and evil in every person, right?
Yeah.
But where it falls is that the hero story starts because they're in hell. Is because they are in a very bad place, they're in suffering, they've lost their family, they've lost their race, whatever the case is, right? Or, like Harry Potter, they lost their family. Any story has that. And then something happens that, pushes them just a little bit further. They're set up for their redemptive story.
Okay.
And so the problem I have isn't is it basically is just it's a pre-hero story. Is that's all it is. Unless the person's killed.
So, okay, let's take My Hero Academia for example.
Okay.
Midoriya, all he would do every single day before he realized or found out that he didn't have a quirk was he just worship All Might's video just over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that
he had sort of the heroic spirit, as I said earlier.
Yeah, and what's...
Before he found out that he didn't have the power to go with it.
Yeah, it wasn't until All Might told him, "Nah, you can't be a hero," in the first episode, he finally became crushed.
Yeah.
I would say it was crushing when he found out he didn't have a quirk, and he couldn't do what he
kept going.
Yeah, but he kept having this and I think subconsciously he kind of knew that, he couldn't do it, but he just... All Might saying it, of all people, killed him.
Yeah. That was pretty tragic.
That was the hero's death.
Kicking the dog. Yeah, that was the hero's death.
Yeah. But so, he was put into hell, and then he saw, the trouble that played out, and then all of a sudden, before he even knew what he was doing, really, because he had cultivated his habits over, at that point, a decade and a half? Let's say 5 years.
Yeah,
for the fun of it. How many people have done anything for 5 years? At their point in their 20s, at that, at his point, that's most of his life. He rushed in there, and so bam, hero story.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see how that's reliable. On the other side, on Facepalm Man. Like and the only thing that could be going for him is that he gets completely fixated on destroying things or something.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think he's just obsessed about something.
Okay.
What was the other point? Oh yeah. So what do you guys think All Might meant when he said, I might not be able to join you in the end?
I think that one's pretty obvious.
That he might... Well, do you think he might die because of his illness thing and because his power's going out? Or do you think he might die because he might have to have, the final battle and he's going to be screwed?
Yes. I think his powers are slowly going away, and if he has to do a serious fight, that's going to do him in.
Yeah, so you think it's more of a fight than I have cancer, but a non-fight death?
Well, I think as he's losing his powers, he's looking more and more frail.
Seeming more and more frail. I don't know. It's hard to tell if he's looking more frail.
Yeah. He seems like he's kind of losing hope about himself a bit. So I don't think it's entirely going to be a combat-related thing, but I think his life force, for lack of a better term, is being drained a bit.
I mean, we don't know what's going on with the seventh successor. Is he still kicking, or is he dead, or...
It seems like he's dead.
Can you grab the power after somebody dies? Oh, no. No, because the person has to, willingly give it, because that's what he said this episode.
But doesn't Midori already...
Because it's a quirk, not a, hair sample thing.
Who are we trying to pass the power on now?
No. The seventh passing it on to All Might. So it wasn't like he died and All Might was like, I will avenge you, let me eat your blood.
Nom. He's just a passing cannibal.
I'm giving up my cannibal ways. Gonna fight for justice.
That would be dark. I'm going to herd the sheep around me.
What a twist. The villains is actually the good guys.
Of justice.
Once every year I take an apprentice.
That was an odd twist on this story I never expected. I got the impression that I always thought that his predecessor was the all for one guy, but I guess I'm kind of glad it's not the direction they're going.
I wonder how old he must be. I mean, if Midoriya is the ninth successor, and the guy who passed it on was the first, how many generations would that be at this point?
Probably since quirks started showing up.
We need more background on the main villain.
I think we need more background on the universe in general.
Yeah, so
as we were watching the last episode, I was wondering, what time is this supposed to be?
20XX.
Is that actually what it was?
Probably.
Because that's not 7 generations.
Well, let's put it this way.
I guess it could have shown up in the 50s or something, but...
If a dude walking on water was enough to change our calendar to start at a year 0, they probably have a 7.
Well, it hasn't been 2,000 years since Quirks showed up.
It hasn't been that long. But yeah, I like... He just offers so much beautiful chaos to this story. Like, you don't know what powers he has, besides now that he has this regenerational power. And immortality somehow, but we don't know if that's like cell immortality or like...
I think it's age immortality.
Yes.
Yeah, age immortality. Not invincibility.
Yeah. I'm every season... or every few episodes more excited about where they're taking this story, so...
Speaking of which, so we know 2 aspects of what's coming up. Next episode, they're going to fight against the teachers, and then after that, they're going to a trip in the log cabin, which I'm sure nothing will happen. It'll just be boring.
A little barbecue, nothing too...
that would be... I don't think they're going to go this direction, but that would be something if they all just... have developed PTSD, and so they keep hearing these things. They don other clothes and they go out there.
I assume that they carry their uniforms everywhere around with them in case they need to Superman it.
This is a good opportunity for alternate skins.
These like fight the wildlife, like punching owls and shit. Like, what do you mean, who?
I can't sleep with all this noise. We must save them. I'm also looking forward to the so All Might is awesome, but he's not that creative. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
These powers with Midoriya.
Straightforward.
What is he?
My punches don't work. I gotta go beyond my punches and punch him more.
No, he tries to be creative. All right, Texas Smash. Oh man, my Texas Smash didn't work, so my Detroit Smash is useless. North American. It's just
Cherokee Smash.
Yeah. I have to go deeper. I'm looking forward to the ways Midoriya is going to use these powers. What kind of moves is he going to come up with?
At least so far, it's actually been pretty different than All Might. Except for the first time with the giant robot.
Yeah, well, he was imitating him.
Yeah. Because he did... Literally, all Might said was, just clench your butt and smash. He's like, what? But that's it? That's all you gotta say?
Uh-huh. So, and that's All Might to a T, so I'm really looking forward to, give him a couple months with this, he'll have some new cool things that he's gonna, he'll carry around
And he seems to be, looking at... Okay, so Midoriya's strength is, he's really observant, and he catalogs every hero he ever meets. He copies jots down their powers.
And their uses.
He's really... And their what?
And their uses.
Yes.
Like, a lot of people use powers in unusual ways, and he's like, oh, that's applicable to this, this, and this.
Yeah, so... I think he'll be really good at finding ways to use other people's powers through his own. Like, in this one...
He's already done that with Kachan.
Yeah, that's what he did in the last episode. And in other episodes too.
What do you think? What do you think the odds are that after he meets, let's All for One, and I think that All Might's going to have a final battle with him and injure him further that'll give Midoriya the chance to win. I think that's what he's going to go for. What do you think the odds are something happens like he drops his notebooks and the person uses those as like a menu?
The All
for One?
All for One guy finds his notebooks.
Yeah, because he has detailed lists of everyone's powers.
He's like, he goes out hunting like a vampire.
Yeah, exactly.
Huh.
That would be bad.
Well,
he feels so bad.
It's not like they're hidden or anything for the most part.
True, but he has like real-time specs. Like he probably knows he probably knows exactly how long Elbow Tape Man's elbow tape stretches.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not just that he has elbow tape. So he can probably use that as a way to compare the powers that he has, right now, which are basically the ancestors, presumably, to the people with those powers, and the next generation that might have adapted and grown the powers since. So, I think that it could be very bad if that were used. Plus, beyond just the potential of giving bigger powers, there's what it would do to Midoriya.
Yeah, he wouldn't be happy with that.
You know what I want to see? I want to see Deku do a smash with his head, like a headbutt, and like snap his neck.
Yeah, I was
thinking like a clap.
Ooh, that'd be good. Like for sound?
Exactly.
I just want to see him just try that headbutt and go limp.
That would... The clap would be really self-damaging.
Yes, unless he has a way around it, which he would.
He uses his tongue.
I was thinking earlier, like, I don't remember what it was, but there was some situation he was in where, like, if he just shot, like, energy out of his body...
Like a fart?
No. Like in just, his shoulder blade or something, just, like...
ripped off.
Twitch it or something. But twitch it really strong. That would be good.
Someone's had to make a hentai with him doing sexy smash.
Anyway.
Smash is the word, isn't it? Yeah, so a lot of new doors open in these episodes. Especially the most recent one.
Mm-hmm.
Kacchan has been fueled much anger with his seemingly completely useless hairstyle. Basically, that was the amount of his thing, and so you see,
pissed.
Yeah, he was mad, and I think that might have been almost exactly what he needed. Actually, it's just like everyone's getting their
haircut.
Anger. So Deku got to meet with somebody that used unusual strategies. He just switched and flipped perspectives around, and that's something that Deku notices things. He's not good at using them, as well. Fire and Ice Guy Todoroki. He learned how to use his the side that he's neglected for years, and so he's done nothing but cultivate his ice, and now he's cultivated his fire. That's exactly what he needed. Frog Girl, waifu material,
has an incredibly strong tongue that can hold up to other people along with her.
Yeah, she got to work out on the sea.
Fighting it off.
And then we have Kacchan, who seems to has learned nothing from a lesser, number 4 hero. That's a pretty high ranking, and now he's probably...
Why is he ranked so high? His power seems to be nothing.
We don't know what his...
He can,
yeah, we do.
He can stitch clothes.
He can control threads. He was able to completely stop Bakugo, and he had no idea he was even doing that. So he can stealthily stop anyone from moving if he wanted to.
Yeah. So
but compared to, Fire Inferno or All Might, that doesn't seem that great. Who's number 3?
I don't know. They have not said. Ooh.
Yeah.
It's Midoriya's mom. She has
Midoriya's. Can levitate small objects for the win.
I can slightly gain weight over a couple of years.
Wait. Hold on a second. Her quirk was levitation, wasn't it? His mom's quirk?
Yeah, she can levitate small objects.
Oh, so they set her up. They set him up to be with Levitation Girl. That's a total,
She's his cousin.
It's not levitate, though. It's like drag it towards her.
Yeah. I mean, it's a very similar quirk, and so it's just
similar.
Yeah. Oh,
it makes
I never
great
realized
complex.
that.
And they both have a slightly chunky face. It's cute.
She's in a cool place, too. She's just punching shit.
Yeah.
That was fun.
I think I liked hers the best.
So everyone got exactly what they needed, and then there's Kacchan. Now I'm sure he's more motivated to not be anything less than number 1 hero because he's so disillusioned with it. And 2, he's pissed because everyone else got so much, and now he just has this burning rage.
And the Sasuke moment still hasn't happened.
Do you think he's gonna go the villain route?
Kacchan, I don't think so. Not yet.
I mean, eventually.
He might be... if he's approached by the All for One with the opportunity to have all the powers, I would like to see how he handled that. If it was a way for him...
Yeah, I think they'll approach him.
If he's given a way to become the most powerful, I think that he might dive into it. But he's too proud. I can't see him giving into villainry.
I can't see him going into heroism.
Oh, I can. As long as he gets praised and, he's acknowledged as the undisputable best.
Endeavor got in
not
there.
Not like a real hero, is the
Stain would never accept him.
Right, yeah.
Now we go by the villain standards of what makes a good hero. The psychopathic murderer. Let's see, according to him...
Just like you wanted.
Yes.
Alright, so that's Boku no Hero in a nutshell. What else are we...
Dragon Ball Super Ursu.
Oh yeah, super.
What's this extra su for at the end?
Just the way Japanese talk.
Okay.
The My Hero Academia filler. My brothers!
Brothers.
We got to see Mr. Gohan go a little bit. I'm hoping he do more. That was unsatisfying for me. That was nowhere near enough.
Oh yeah,
I like
it
the
was
way
just
that
minor...
he just punched the guy into the air like 2 inches and then completely...
His inability to dodge is paying off.
Dodge!
Though, I gotta say, one thing I appreciate is usually when any type of anything does the I drop the locket skit, I think it's stupid and I hate it. But Super somehow made it actually, it made me feel.
That was good.
Yeah.
I could see it coming.
Oh, his family is dead. Until they get brought back. You just have to do the whole Goku used Dragon Balls thing.
Yeah. Or someone.
We need more GoTube.
GoTube.
Yeah, Piccolo managed to kick ass and use his, This was the first time someone did a basic energy attack and actually paid off.
I don't remember.
Usually you need, a finishing, either Kamehameha or Final Flash to do anything. But he did the Hellzone Grenade. The one which, that's a bunch of...
Against who?
Random baddie from Universe 10. And he hit him with it once and he actually passed out.
Hellzone Grenade was one of his finishers, wasn't it, though? Did he spend a lot of time developing that?
He used it only once against 17, and 17 blocked it with the shield. That's the only time we've seen it.
Okay.
But usually it's like the Vegeta complex. He just shoots a bunch of energy things and nothing happens.
Yeah.
But everyone does it, so I have to assume at some point during the evolution it
had
worked.
to have worked.
And it's just, we see the high caliber fights, I wonder if any mosquitoes get hit by those things and they just vaporize them, Anyway.
That's what they use them for, primarily.
Yeah, well,
pest control. The rabbits are eating my lettuce.
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot to say about the episode.
Pretty much all that happened, which why I wish they do more with Mr. Gohan.
I agree with Gohan. They tried really hard to make that into a big deal, and his power was kind of neat, but he was definitely not a big bad. Like the villain that he beat.
Yeah.
He was
mid-tier.
Yeah, exactly. I would put him maybe Ginyu level.
Yeah.
I could go with that.
At this point, oh good, you beat the Ginyu Force.
Just Ginyu level with a very unique skill that made him...
You mean Ginyu level exactly, or Ginyu relatively speaking?
Relatively speaking.
Okay.
Roughly speaking.
Roughly speaking.
Roughly speaking.
That's pretty much it for that one.
Yeah, not a lot happened.
The Throned Games. A lot's happened with that one. Daenerys is getting a little bit more bloodthirsty. I'm not here to kill people. Join me or die.
Yeah.
Are you gonna kill us by, quickly chopping off their heads? Nah.
Burned to death. And that was significant because she killed off a whole house.
Yeah. Not entirely. Sam's still alive.
Oh, well, he's taking the black. That's basically the house is dead.
Yeah, but that's not permanent anymore.
Taking the black, and he's a maester. and I think he got disowned. I think he's as not a part of that house as possible.
Yeah,
while
at this point,
still being alive.
At this point, Daenerys is more part of that household.
Next season, Samuel totally becomes a eunuch.
Yeah.
Oh.
Why would you do that? Just to be safe?
Oh man.
I really love how they pulled the Sam's about to find out about.
Oh my god!
That was delicious.
That was so infuriating.
That was fun. Hey, did you know Rhaegar Targaryen had a... No, I don't want to listen to this.
Shut up. I don't care how many steps were in the Citadel.
He was so patient until, what's an annulment? That means someone's marriage was dissolved. Okay. And then, before that, she's talking about the steps, and he's, and then, Rhaegar Targaryen, and he's just like, nope, I'm triggered. And has nothing else to say about that whatsoever.
That was beautifully done.
Yeah, that was frustrating.
It's also frustrating watching those freaking maesters. Somebody is in the room like, hey, I've seen these dead things. They're not bullshitting. You want to help? Nah, we know what's going on.
I thought that once he left, they were going to start talking seriously. Like, the tone seemed to shift that way, but all they had to say is, oh, he's a nice boy.
Isn't he the one whose dad and brother died?
He's very competent in every aspect possible.
Let's not listen to him.
Let's just assume that he's lying for no reason. Also, let's not tell him that his house got wiped out.
So what do you think Littlefinger's weird plan is right now?
Creep on people?
I think his goal is to create dissent.
Why do we all think he has the Wario voice?
I don't know, but when that happened, we all made the same sound.
We were ready for it. I think his goal right now, well, it's broken down into tiers. I think right now he's trying to create dissent between the sisters.
Yeah.
And I think that has to do something with the next tier, which is for him to swoop in and get Sansa. That's as far as I've got right now with any form of confidence.
I think he knows that Arya is a threat to him. I think he wants some kind of control over Winterfell. I think he can see Sansa as a way in. And Arya is definitely an obstacle to that.
And yes, Sansa's...
If she seems suspicious of him, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So
what do you think?
I'm not sure if that was just to get her to confirm her suspicions, or his suspicions about her being onto him, or what. So it was obviously to sow dissent between the sisters, but
yeah. Well, that's what I think.
It was also, I think, to confirm if she was competent enough to cause problems.
Or maybe he was testing her for an entirely new mission. Nah.
Well, that's the other route that I don't see it taking is... Like, okay, so now she has intel. What
Go
she does
steal me
with
a croissant from the kitchen.
Now that she has intel, it's like, what will she do with it? She can't just come out and say that she broke into his room and found this. What do you have to say about taking over the throne?
Can.
Well, in the preview, she confronted Sansa, so...
Mm-hmm. So that'll happen, but it's not the smart way to go about things. So what she does with it really matters. But as far as I can tell, it's more the former than the latter.
Cersei's pregnant, so that's the thing.
Oh, yeah.
I think she's gonna get gutted. That's gotta be how she dies.
Yeah.
I'm still calling Jaime's gonna strangle her.
He's going to gut her, then strangle the baby.
I hope not. Yeah, she is not my favorite character.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's unusual.
I
think that's a very unpopular opinion.
I wonder if we're going to see the Sand Mother again. Like, in just crying in a dungeon, her, daughter is half
decayed.
Half decayed corpse.
I think that they're going to break her out. And she's just going to be a lunatic.
I think if Jamie is
I want to see what
alive by the end of the season, then then that's it for them.
I want to see what happened to that nun from last season.
Which one? Oh yeah, no, she's gone.
She's
gone.
She took the bus to Nowheresville.
What else happened?
Town.
Jon Snow and no, that was 2 episodes ago. Never mind.
Jon Snow. That's the ending of the episode.
They're
oh yeah.
north.
So with that Dungeons and Dragons game, we have we got the Ranger, we got the Undead Knight, the Cleric, the Barbarian.
Yeah, so they have a good party. I'm still pissed. Why don't they have horses?
Because it's cold, man.
Horses are valuable.
That's what...
They gotta feed the horses. That's probably the reason.
No.
They don't want horse zombies.
They gotta feed themselves, you know. They have enough where they could, you know, have gotten enough feed for a couple days, at least. You know, it's the King of the North. Like...
So I said this a couple times to various people. All they have to do to prove that the whites are real is just go north of the wall, kill someone, and wait a day or two.
That'll go over well.
Any volunteers? Anybody? Jamie?
Well,
no?
They don't... I'm sure that there's people imprisoned in... Well,
actually,
I
no.
know that there's people imprisoned.
I don't think they have to just die. I think they got to be touched by the things, or at least be close to them. We haven't...
No, because in the first season, did that guy die?
No, we saw him... the horses came running by with the dead bodies. So we don't know what happened to them.
You're right.
It might be due to, like, conscious effort. Like All Might has to give it, you know, consciously. It seemed like there was a moment where everybody in the last battle was dead, and then the Night King raised his hands and raised the dead.
Maybe.
So,
but all the wildlings burn their dead because they think that they'll come back.
Which is smart.
Superstition, or it could be because...
They literally do.
Yeah. I don't know.
Either way, it might have been worth pursuing, but now they're beyond the wall with every party member really mattering. And I don't know how they're going to outrun the White Walkers and the dead, you know, without horses. I don't, because some of them have horses, and that's going to be hard enough. But
some of them are horses.
Some of them are horses. Some of them are giants. Like, they're not going to run that outrun that on foot. So are they just going to set up a big booby trap? It doesn't make any sense. Like, it's just not...
Yeah, I don't know what their plan was, but, like, kidnapping one soldier of an army is... And the encroaching army is...
You also, like, that's...
just... How were you going to do that?
That's daunting if it's a regular army, and we can wait until, like, one idiot's taking a piss. You know, like, who just, like, no, don't worry about me.
Yeah.
Or drunk or something. Like, they just are, you know, tireless, wasteless dead, you know.
You know what I just thought? That would be just like a really painful thing. Daenerys is also not entirely convinced. And so they need to bring back undead person. They bring back Jorah. That would be devastating for her.
That would be bad.
Oh, man. I would do it.
Well, you just want the competition out of the picture so that she and Jon can get together.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to make them bang.
Now, here's the question. All right, so Uncle Benja is dead. He would have been an interesting person to bring back, because he would have come back willingly if he can get beyond the wall. But...
When did he die?
Oh, he's been dead for a long time. Remember, we saw him last because he helped out Bran. And he was dead, like his face was mildly decaying.
Oh.
And he was one of the people who was fighting that invasion that left Hodor dead.
Yeah. So he would have been interesting because he would have been okay, but I think he said something like he couldn't go beyond the wall, right?
Yes, because of the magic.
Okay, so until the Night King comes and, I assume it's the Night King, takes down the magic that doesn't allow the dead to walk beyond the wall, them bringing back the dead person might not do anything anyways.
So in the book...
Because we've seen it on the wall.
In the book, they...
Oh, yeah, the hand.
A hand.
Never mind. That's good.
A disembodied hand that was still alive, and showed it to... I don't remember if Robert was alive.
I'm pretty sure it was Joffrey.
Yeah.
Because Tyrion... Yeah, no, it was the second season, and Tyrion was there.
Okay, so they showed it to the people in King's Landing, and nobody really cared, except Tyrion, who sent a few people to the wall.
They were like, what kind of trickery is this? Get this out of here. We're busy fighting kings and stuff.
So, yeah, that didn't happen in the show, but I'm assuming that they're going to go with the fact that you can bring the dead still alive back south of the wall.
I hope so. I hope it's not Mormont.
The actress that plays Daenerys said that she wants her and Daenerys and Jorah to get together.
No, he's old. You know, it'll be funny. He comes back, but he's got, like, semi-consciousness, like Benjamin, but, like, only semi-consciousness. And he's like, I banish you until you can find a cure for this. Oh! He just goes, like, limping along.
That's a weird thing for an actor.
But I still love you.
That's a weird thing that for an actor or actress to say, like, man, I really hope to get together with this person because... Well, anyway, yeah, I was pretty pissed. Like, once they started to talk, in that dungeon, and once they started to venture out, I'm like, there had better be half an hour left of this episode. This better not be it. And then they just, they take like 6 steps out, and then it's just like, and scene. No, come on, without horses. Like, I don't think I can stress how much better this mission... Like, this mission's already dumb. How much better it would be with a horse. Even one. Preferably 4 or 5.
Did anything else happen? I don't remember.
No, I think that just about covers it.
Oh, I was right about the gold. You were wrong. They got it.
You sure?
Yeah, because Jamie said so.
Did he?
They got the gold, and
I don't remember.
The people were satisfied.
I don't remember, so you're probably wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably it. Me looking for proof that I was right, and you not remembering probably indicates that you were wrong.
No.
Yeah, you looked that up on your smartphone.
Mm-hmm. I'm not.
You do that.
I'm just content knowing you're wrong.
You know what's amusing? And I'm surprised. So for like the past 3 Game of Thrones episodes, there's been early leaks, and I've not been spoiled yet.
That is surprising.
Yeah.
Good job, fandom.
Good job, fandom.
I still also have to give props to the Game of Thrones because there's that secret thing that happens with Varys. Or that secret thing that happens that's a plot, a big turning point that's not going to happen in the show, and no one's out there spoiling that either.
Do you know what it is?
Maybe.
Okay.
But that's fantastic, because in order to find it, you need to look. And I haven't.
Well, the book people are a lot better with spoilers from what I've seen, because... it's like more of a tease.
Uh-huh.
Like, people are like, oh no, whoever died. And then it'll be like, the next comment is like, just wait until the Red Wedding. And it's like, what's the Red Wedding? Don't worry about it. But they never say, like, oh, well, the Red Wedding is where all these people die and stuff happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
More interestingly than the thing that you just mentioned, there's an entire character arc that seems like it's not going to be happening in the show, which is bizarre because it's so huge. And I'm not going to spoil it.
Loot Train was burned. Oh, I know why you think that, because by that point, Cersei did not know that all the loot was destroyed.
No, because she was talking to Jaime.
She gonna be pissed.
Yeah, but that was when Jaime came back. He had not told her, oh, by the way, no gold. It dead.
No, but they were talking about it.
I just looked it up. You wrong, boy.
I knew it.
Whatever.
Yeah, because Cersei said something about that, and Jaime was just like, ugh. He didn't say anything, but his face was like, ugh.
Maybe.
She gonna be pissed.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So I think that just about covers all of the fun things.
Yep. All right. Well,
Right. Join us next week, which is in like 3 days, for the Dragon's Teacast.